Alright, why am I so concerned about procreation? Well, let's just say, I always was the kind of guy that wanted wife and children. You see, back in the day, specifically 10 years ago, I would have thought me now at age 24, I would have had at least a wife by now. My own house. That my wife and I share. We both have our really good jobs, or decent jobs, or whatever. But I'll say both of us have decent jobs. Or maybe I have the good job, and she has the decent job. I say it that way because I always envision myself being the provider, being the leader, being the head of the relationship. You know, having a wife, being the lead of the household, being the head of the household, and then having a nice old wedding with my family of my childhood and stuff like that. Create my legacy family. Create my legacy family. I turn on the light. Create my legacy family. Inviting my childhood family to my wedding and stuff like that. Losing my virginity in marriage. Like a nice, beautiful, classic. That's my classic couple. Traditional couple back in the day. Nuclear family. All of that stuff. But, ever since I was trying to figure out why females was friend zoning men, and after even my own experience, why females friend zone men, that's when I started, to try to understand why in the world. That's why I wanted to get knowledge about that. Why females friend zone, why females forget average men like me. It is nighttime. It is absolute no one. Not absolute no one, but it's little to no one outside. So yeah, I'm on my way to work now. Late again, but hey, overtime cuts. So yeah. And I'll just stay. Even if I want to work 8 hours, I'll just stay over and work. Anyway, so yeah. Nice old, classic nuclear family. Two young people, they get together. They find each other, high school sweetheart. They move in together. Get married by 21. Have a nice old house. Little house on prairie. I'm just playing with that one. Have a nice old house in the suburbs. Nice big house too. And then eventually we can't withhold each other no more. We start having sex. The next thing you know, we have a child, and then we announce to the family that our families we're pregnant, and then everybody happy. All people of our childhood family is happy. Oh, something like that. Oh, I'm about to be a grandfather. Oh, I'm about to be a grandmother. And then her side, I'm about to be a granddad. I'm about to be a I'm about to be a grandfather. I'm about to be a grandmother, and stuff like that. So all that stuff. I was envisioning that and stuff like that 10 years ago. And then on top of that, bringing my baby to church and stuff like that. I have my nice little suit on and stuff like that. She have her nice old dress on and stuff like that. Just all that stuff, I bring my baby, the newborn baby, to church. All my cousins see it and everything. I'm being specific now. For now, in this video at least. All my cousins see my baby. They really accepting. and everything of my lifestyle. I have my little business on top of that. You know, I just really was thinking about all that stuff. Nice nuclear American Christian family. 50 says I'm a Democrat back in the day. So yeah, that was my vision back in the day. But what changed? Like I said, when I constantly kept getting friend zoned and ignored by females back in elementary school and high school. So and then what really did, like I said, is, you know, after, you know, me dating my unofficial ex for like 2 months. I say unofficial because we didn't really do nothing to begin with. Me dating my unofficial ex for 2 months and everything. I didn't have no money. Never had a job. My childhood mother's the one financed our relationship. We didn't even go on no dates. I had no money and stuff like that. So thankfully, any money I got, I used that to, you know, to buy my unofficial ex stuff. Was I thinking about marrying her? I mean, technically no, but it was on the table. It was on the tables, you know. I was willing to let go of my racial standard and stuff like that. But there's that part. But as a police, well, I have the right of way. Anyways, yeah, you know, that you know, I had lesser standards back in the day. I was more simpish, more blue pill back in the day, stuff like that. I didn't want to sleep around. I wanted to stay real pure and stuff like that. Even though I'm still technically saying I don't want to sleep around, I'm still a virgin myself as of now. So yeah, that huge difference. Like I said, what changed is me constantly being rejected by females and stuff like that. But whenever I reject a female, it's a problem. Like, what's wrong with me? Like, and stuff like that. So this was real experiences, okay? Why is she allowed to reject me, but I'm not allowed to reject her? Oh, you're gonna make her feel bad and stuff like that. How do I feel? I have feelings too. I'm human as well. That I didn't like that hypocrisy. So then that's when my red pill journey started happening. When I got access to the internet, and in late 2014, that's when I started doing research and stuff like that. Yeah, maybe even mid 2015, maybe. I think that's when I really started, maybe. Because back in late 2014, I was watching a bunch of kissing pranks with Prank Invasion. Yeah, them people. Or that guy, I don't know. Not them people. He had a team. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have no money. That's the first thing I told my unofficial ex when we first started dating. I said, hey, I don't got no money and stuff like that, so I won't be able to get you stuff. I might have to look at the old text back in 2015, so yeah. Well, messages, Facebook messages, because I didn't have a phone back in the day. I was that poor. I was poor dating. After we broke up, I was looking at other females, but at the same time, I knew I had no money, so what was really the point of dating and stuff like that? So I just didn't do it. And then, especially in my junior year of high school, L Girl. Hint, hint, watch Side Novel episode 1 and 2. SYDE novel. L Girl. I wanted to like her, and even Cheerleader Girl back in the day. But the main, I really wanted to be with Cheerleader Girl one way or another. But because I was too poor, and I knew I was starting to find out that I need to be having these jobs and stuff like that, and money and stuff like that to finance this whole nuclear family lifestyle, this American dream thing or whatever. I started to, get, a little bit, not hostile towards women, but hostile towards the government. It starts hostile towards corporate America, saying that they want this, they want that in order for us to have jobs and stuff like that. So I knew, was this, I'm saying some headphones right now. Oh yeah, Apple headphones. I'm taking these. Here they are, Apple earbuds. I'm about to be in some light anyway. I'm taking these. Yep. Let me bottle up in here. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I'm over here. I'm upset. That the government in corporate America, that my government cannot be trusted. And then the constant hypocrisies that women can reject men, but I can't reject women. I didn't like that. So I didn't hurry up and record this video because I'm not trying to stay too long. I might look a mess right now because yeah. It is cold. Anyways, I was trying to figure out why in the world can... Oh, here go the headphones, by the way. Yeah, that's really cool. I like it. And it has this kind. So, yeah. So, anyways, I was trying to figure out why in the world, the government... why women can reject men, but men can't and stuff like that. It became about weight and stuff like that. So, weight and race and stuff like that. So, I was really trying to figure out why in the world a woman can reject a fat man, but a fat man can't reject a fat woman. And then on top of that, why a black woman can reject a black man in interracial dating, but a black man can't reject a black man in interracial dating. So I guess they get those hypocrisies. So that's when my journey started. My red pill journey started, of when I started looking stuff up online and stuff like that, because I got sick of the hypocrisy. Because me, growing up in a mostly multicultural but elementary school, growing up in around that time, my elementary era, I grew up around Mexican women. The thing is, back then I thought they were white people that spoke Spanish, that spoke Spanish. Yeah, basically. That was me back in the day, okay? Like around like second grade. So I originally found out that they're a whole different race of people, per se. So yeah. Don't get offended, Mexicans. I love y'all very much. I grew up with y'all. Anyway, so it was until like 8th grade when I started to realize that the girls I was into happened to be white. So that's when I moved to the city outskirts of Chicago. And then my high school, and it was mostly white people there. So I've been bothered by all these new races of women. Technically not new, but I'm bothered by all these white women up in high school. So I'm like, wow, these women are so beautiful. So the next year, I started, from there, from age 14, well, technically 15, age 14, going forth, I was so huge on the white woman preference and stuff like that. So then, that's when my standards started to really change and stuff like that, Because I remember almost telling one of my elementary school female classmates, like, hey, I have a preference in women, but I can't tell you because you're a girl. So yeah. And she's like, I understand. I'm gonna have to look at the messages. Yeah, I'm gonna have to really look at all that stuff. Yeah, all the old stuff. Anyway, so there's that part. So yeah, I really thought I was gonna have a high school sweetheart, back in the day. I really thought so. But when 2017 hit, late 2016 hit, when my family became homeless, we all were forced to move into a motel. That's what really did it. And the fact that I liked I wanted to like that L girl. She was a skinny blonde girl. I think she had brown eyes and glasses. She had like hair like that goes down here or whatever. She was like a short, tall girl. I was definitely taller than her, but when I say short, tall girl, it's like basically girls with long legs, basically. So yeah, she was a skinny, petite girl, whatever. And she had like a really
you know, around booty or whatever. It was still skinny though, but you know what I'm trying to say. This was me back in the day, okay? 2016. Late 2016 and 2017. That school year, junior year of high school. So yeah, I'm over here wanting to like this girl, keep looking at this girl. I'm like, but I can't make no move because I'm too poor. I was living at that motel at the time. So there's that part. I thought I should have had a girlfriend in school, like time in school. And now I'm thinking the girl who friend zoned me back in 6th grade summer school, talking about some, oh, no. Yeah, the girl who friend zoned me back in 6th grade summer school telling me in 8th grade, telling me that you'll get a girlfriend eventually. And then I remember she even wrote that in my little school, you know, sign, you know, class of 2014, you know, sign thing, graduate sign, you know, people. I'm gonna have to look at it and everything and read it. So yeah, there's that part, you know. And I'm thinking, I'm feeling at that. I don't have a girlfriend yet. You get a girlfriend at the time, is right. Which technically, that's I guess she's correct with that. But because look at me now, 10 years later. It's probably around this time she said that junk. Yeah. Anyways, what's that girl name? How funny they both started with L. L.I. is the girl who friend zoned me back in 6th grade summer school. Oh dang, L.I.N. is the girl I wanted to like back in junior year. So yeah, but I didn't because I was too poor. So then I'm failing my childhood parents and family thinking I'm gay still, and then the pressure on me to actually, you know, find a wife was on me on top of that even further. So now, the 31st of July 2017, that's when we all moved out. I moved in with my biological parents. I was not ready, so then that's when, you know, I moved around, you know, ghetto black neighborhood. Ghetto black neighborhood, I didn't like that. You know, I went to a ghetto school. You know, high school. My last year of high school, I switched to a different school back in Chicago. Man, ghetto school for that matter. So I'm over there having a hard time. And then the interracial thing was really upon me and stuff like that. So yeah, so I from there I already knew I would not be able to find this high school sweetheart. I was willing to lower some standards a little, like, I don't know, go for the, you know, a Latina girl, but which, I mean, there was probably 2 or whatever that I was planning on asking to prom, because I was thinking about hey, I'm gonna ask this girl out to prom. We're gonna get to know each other. We're gonna, you know, high school sweetheart, you know. But I felt it was kind of a waste of time since my legacy was at my old high school. But I ended up spending my last year of high school at a completely different school, a ghetto school. I went from basically a white school to a black school. That kind of ruined my world, you know. Senior year was my worst year of high school. Yeah, it was. I'm supposed to be inside. What time is it? 1:47. Yeah, so, you know, there's that part. I'm thinking I'm not gonna be able to become this independent guy. So by the time I graduate, I was looking for work but couldn't find nothing. You know, becoming homeless. I'm homeless, you know, for a month or something. No, for a few months and stuff. For a few weeks, I mean. I still can't find no female. I need to focus more on myself, on getting my jobs and everything. So I'm failing at procreating even younger. I'm at 18 years old. It's like, oh, you're too young to be doing that. Okay, I'll give you a pass. That's totally fine. I understand. Well, I'm failing at getting females. So I never had a girlfriend under, you know, unless y'all want to count the unofficial ex. If y'all want to know exactly why I, you know, call her unofficial exes, I'll probably, you know, tell me in the comments and I'll, you know, make it a short and stuff like that. So anyways, there's that part. So I already know that I can't find a female for, you know, as a girlfriend, you know, that will eventually become my wife. And me being poor on top of it made me not really focus on females. So I had to focus more on myself, on, you know, getting my life together. So 2019 roll around. I'm still online researching and stuff like that. That what females want, they want a provider. I knew that before, and then modern day dating and stuff like that, what females want and stuff like that, what females need, what people need for that matter, what children need in order to, to be taken care of. I realized children are expensive, so that also not necessarily ruined my world. That made me realize, wow, I'm about to make a mistake when I'm young. So 20 comes along, I'm still, working and stuff like that. I was working, I have my my red pill journey and stuff like that. Still a virgin, stuff like that. Couldn't fail to, find work. Still failing to, find, or even date. Why? Because I need to be more focused on, getting my life together, making up my money and stuff like that. But at the time, I technically still didn't understand, how money worked back in the day. And how getting apartments and stuff worked. Talking about some 3 times the amount and stuff like that. Like, where you go get that money from? Like, this is why people are homeless and why my generation's giving up. For the most part, I'm not gonna give up. Anyway, so there's that part. I'm moving all the way up to now. Me being a virgin and then still having kind of the blue pill mindset, the beta mindset, beta provider mindset and stuff like that. I still got it in me, honestly. Especially as a Christian. Like, I want to be that nuclear family guy. That be the head of the household. I want to be that guy. I want to. Not a blue pill, beta blue pill. Nothing. I just want to be the head of the household. The exact way God designed it. But in today's age, modern women, let me stop talking about women. The modern dating scene is, having children is expensive. Having children is expensive. So I'm over here 24 years old with no children, which it's okay. That too, it's okay. I'm young still, but in the Christian household / nuclear family household, traditional household, you're kind of expected to have these by now, but I don't have that. So basically, it was the pressure of my childhood parents at the time, to have have this, Christian family household of my own, because they over expecting, grandchildren and stuff like that at this point. It was like, I remember when both of my biological parents talking about, when you gonna give me some grandbabies, right? When y'all gonna give us some grandbabies? Yeah. Procreation is really important to me. Look, in a sense, I can really care less what race of woman I go for. I can really care less, especially in the end. It all boils down to this. I want my children to have the best life possible. I don't want them struggling. I don't want them struggling like I did. So, instead of bringing them into this world poor, I just might as well not bring them in the world at all. I think that's one of the only things the only powers of life, technically not death, but the only powers of life and death that God gave us as humans is the ability to create a new soul. Even though God's the one who already, designed all that stuff. But, yeah. Maybe, it goes back to my theory, What choices I make determines what generation does my children actually be born in. So yeah, that's it. I think that's all I gotta say. In conclusion, the reason why procreation is so important to me is I don't want to bring no children into a impoverished world, and especially to a completely screwed up world. On top of that, I know that whole entire that made that video about my chances of procreation with black women. I see it's doing well, and I'm seeing a bunch of comments, and even negative comments too, even positive comments too, constructive criticism comments. I really appreciate all comments and stuff like that. I really do. Hopefully I didn't trigger nobody. But if you trigger, okay, I can't really change how you feel, whatever. But it is what it is. Yeah. I mean, technically it is true. I would have to lower standards, make a sacrifice, and lower some standards in order to procreate. But why do that? And then we're people like Dr. Umar, and people so pro-black and all that stuff. They the ones who's trying to make the black community better. Bring money to the black community. I'm not gonna sit there. Do no child support thing or whatever. I'm not gonna do all that stuff. No. I'm just not gonna. If I'm gonna help the black community, the least thing I can do, is be rich. It's not saying that I'm a date poor to a white lady. Nuh-uh. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, it's all about the children. I care about my children. I care very much about my children that I don't have. I want them to have the best life possible. So yeah. And then I have like my modern parents and my childhood parents and my biological parents, specifically my biological parents, constantly asking me for grandchildren, saying, I'm getting old, Ray. We're getting older. I don't know if I'll be able to see no children from you, Ray. That goes to the rest of my siblings as well. My biological siblings as well. So yeah. Procreation is very important to me. I'd rather not procreate than procreate with problems. I mean, in the end, at least, my children exist. Whole lot of personal little me's exist, but hey, I desire to have children, don't get me wrong, but I want to have it the right way, specifically biblically. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. That's why procreation is important to me. I just want to make sure they have a good life. That's all. I can really care less about myself. It's the children I'm more concerned about. Yeah. And then on top of that, I'm kind of raising children as well. Every Sunday I go to church, I work in children's ministry. So yeah, seeing a few of the students I taught get baptized was pretty cool. Yeah, I got a little emotional even myself. I was at the back of the church and it was on Easter Sundays as well. So yeah, that was real cool. So yeah, I was getting a little emotional. I was trying to hold back my tears, but I managed to hold it up back pretty good, but yeah, especially considering one of the kids up in church, man, that kid's so cute. He's so innocent and everything. He was like, can I have a piece of paper? I'm like, yeah, here you go, and stuff like that. I'm like, man, I want a child. I want a son. I want a child. So yeah, that's all it boils down to. I just want to make sure my children, they have a stable home. That's all. I'm not gonna have children just because of having children. I'm not gonna do that. That's the thing I think both my biological parents did. They just had it, and then they're black too. My parents are black, okay, and they have black children, which is me and my younger siblings and stuff like that. So they decided to do that. That's the thing. The older generations, they can't seem to understand why it's Gen Zs and millennials, late millennials, aren't having children. They don't like the fact that we not having children, sooner than later. They just had children just to have children, but us, we're different. We see the economy as it is, a complete scam. So, because we care about our children, we refuse to make the mistakes that Gen X and Boomers made. We're just not going to have children at all, and that's the thing I love that the government is panicking about. I love the fact that the government is panicking that people aren't having children, that Gen Zs aren't having children, that young people aren't having children. I love the fact that they're panicking, because who gonna replace them? The millennials, and then there's the millennials that gonna have children. Who gonna replace them? Not the Gen Zs, because we don't got no children. So yeah, next thing you know, America, we're screwed up, and now China can invade us and kill us all. So yeah, I understand why the government is panicking. But hey, maybe we need China. Maybe we need some help. Come on, China, come China. Even though I'm a Republican, so there's that part. Yeah, it all. But my mindset is mainly, my mindset about women dating, having children, stuff like that, and interracial dating. It all boils down to me growing up into a step family. I grew up in a step family, toxic step family for that matter. Growing up Christian, growing up religiously Christian, growing up beta, no male role model. So I had to figure out the game myself. Being bullied as a kid, being even by not by females, but being targeted by females back in school and stuff like that. Being targeted by females in school, not being listened to, not being heard, being ignored by my childhood family, about what I like and stuff like that, about my passions and stuff like that, making fun of me and my passions and stuff like that. Like people, bullying. I already mentioned that, but bullying by both my childhood family, and my childhood school. Realizing women aren't so perfect, aren't so innocent after all. Realizing, getting this whole nuclear family, white picket fence, that's a huge challenge too, especially in this economy. Realizing getting jobs was hard, because I struggled getting jobs back in 2018 and 19 and 20 and 2021. So yeah, which I feel like I'm gonna struggle later this June once I move out of state. So yeah, realizing females want non-virgin men, especially virgin women not wanting virgin men. Like, I'm so confused about that one. So yeah, that's all it boils down to why my mind is the way my mind, and why procreation is so important to me. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.